Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. What an exciting video we have for today. Are you ready? I bet you're not ready. I'm not ready. It's so exciting. It's not. So we're going to go on with the Christmas past, but I will say that I kind of had fun with this one. I'm not going to lie. So the palette that we're talking about is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette, the first one. And I had a really tough choice between the two. And of course, I also have that mini bite-size one, which I showed you, that I had never even used. I feel like I may not have known they were repeating colors, and that's why I purchased this. But the other part of me was like, no, you purchased it because it was cute and you know it, so stop your lying. Not for sure because it was so many years ago. That is what it is. But for today, I kind of stuck with Too Faced. And I pulled out the Too Faced Natural Face Palette also. I've got something coffee spilt on it. Of course I do, because why wouldn't I? This here. And I'm using the Sun Honey for bronzer, the Pink Winks for blush, and the Satin Sheets for highlighter. So bronzer, blush, highlighter. It's cute, and it almost brings a wintry vibe in a way. It could be spring too. It could be any time of the season, but in theory, we'll go with it. It's more pink than red, so that's why I was thinking it'd be more spring. But I will say that formula is really nice. It's not as nice as their, I don't think it's as nice as the like buying the singles, like the single blushes, cloud blushes, or the bronzer, the milk chocolate bronzer. And I haven't tried their new highlighters yet, so I cannot really say on that, but I've heard they're good. But I might break down and buy one. But as far as just like the value of the palette versus what you get in it, I do think you get a good value. If you're my skin tone, I don't know what it's like for deeper or lighter skin tones. For me though, it does work very well. So today we are going into this Gingerbread Spice Palette. Y'all, I have destroyed mine. I don't know. It got smushed. Like, it got smushed. So this is what the big one looks like. And I am using a couple of the shades that are in the smaller one, and then some that are just in this big one to create this look. So the first shade we're going to go into is Lookie At My Cookie, which is this pretty pink. The other day I was playing with a palette. I forget what palette. I played with so many of them. I might think about it, but it had a really pretty pink shade in it. So pretty. I was like, it's one of the prettiest pinks. Was it the Muppet palette, maybe? I forget, but it had such a pretty pink. I forget which palette it even was now that I'm thinking about it. But this shade kinda resembles it. Not as deep as that one though. Like that one has more color to it, more payoff. This one's more of a lighter tone to that one almost. But still a very beautiful, like, neutral pink. That's what I'm getting at. It's a neutral pink. And I'm using my Wayne Gloss brushes. I washed them the other night. And I'll be honest, I did wash them. And I had them hanging drying. And I was going to put them back up and pull out a different brush set. But I have really been enjoying using these brushes. I don't know what stopped me. Well, I know what stopped me from using them. I've had them forever. It was my lack of experience. But honestly, these brushes, and I'm wondering about the Sonia G too, if they're the same. It's almost like it doesn't matter your experience. They wash up beautifully and you're not going to have any problems out of them. And it does make a difference in application. It really does. But again, you have to weigh that against do you care? How much do you care about your application? How much do you care about what it looks like at the end of the day? You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, our makeup, it always looks like crap. It's like, take me off. Not only does it want to be off your face wants it off your face. Because I can tell you, doing every day of makeup looks so far this month, I have gotten pimple hair. I got one here. I got one down here. I got one over here. I got one here. There's one right around in here somewhere. It's hidden though with the makeup. But it's there. One here. One there. Okay. So our faces really don't like this stuff. Let's be real. And let's be real, I don't even leave mine on that long either. Like, I'm not out, doing that much stuff to where it's like even sweating and then getting in my pores or anything. Which I don't think it really matters about that. It's already in your pores once you, put it on your face. Okay, the next shade we're going to go into is Figgy Pudding. And you know what? Let me look. Let me get a drink first, actually. I believe that, okay, Lookie At My Cookie is in the smaller one. And Figgy Pudding is also in the smaller one. Just in case you do have that one. So the Figgy Pudding is this purple right here. And we're going to pat it on the outer portion here. And again, I'm not for sure on the timeline of these palettes. By no means, I'm not even going to speculate because I'm sure I'll be way off. Because my time frames are all messed up. But what I will say is that this palette is working really good. Really good. Like, I'm pleased. And the fact that it's broken, and I know air's gotten in it, because some of them are a little drier, the metallics, but the metallics still performed so good. So good. And I did not spray them or nothing, so. I did pick up, I got a little bit of fallout with the mattes. I think that's on me. I think I picked up too much. So I'm kind of watching it on this side to see if it was a me thing. Because it may be or it may not be. So I'm sort of just watching it on this eye. But so far, no fallout. But look at that purple. It's just a pretty color. I don't know. I mean, these palettes can go all year long, obviously. Color story wise, they can. It's just, I don't know if in the middle of summer you're pulling out a Gingerbread Man palette to use. I mean, if it was the only palette you had, maybe. Like, if this was the only palette I had, absolutely. And as a teen, that would have been like, yes, please, buy me more, As an adult, not so much, but I do really enjoy pulling it out this time of the year. I will say that. It's just, it brings out the little kid in you. And the thing is that the quality is good. It's okay. Is it the best? No, it's not. But is it good? Yeah, it's good. For just an everyday look. Like if I was going out, or I wanted something with a lot of shine, like I'm not going to pick up this palette. I'm not. But if I was just doing a daily look like today, I'm taking that Figgy Pudding shade and taking it along the lower lash line. If I was just, doing a look like I am for today, I would pull this palette out and really enjoy it because it's kind of in the Christmas spirit and it still smells really good. Y'all, like how this holds its smell. Again, none of these, other than maybe that pine palette that just launched this year, none of these palettes hold a candle to the peach palette. That peach palette still smells like it did the very first day I got it. The milk chocolate palette even smells, it's just a little bit under now, you know? But the peach, oh no, it's exactly like it was. I'm telling you now. And the, what is that? The pine, is that mascara? Only I could do this, let me tell you. Anyway, but the pine's new, so maybe by next year it will have, like, went down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. I'm seeing, like, I'm hoping it does, because it gives me a headache, to be fair. Alright, I don't know where that came from. The mascara. What am I wearing today? I'm wearing the Cali Ray on the bottom, and then the top lashes. What am I wearing? I need to figure that out, because I think that's what is flaking, but I don't remember what I grabbed, but we'll figure that out once we get there. Here it is, actually. I already found it. Marc Jacobs. I think that's flaking. Keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on that one. So yeah, I do like them. I think they are little cute palettes. But I also understand, like, if you're into makeup and you're wanting to purchase, like, quality, the best quality for whatever price point, yeah, this one might not be it. You know what I mean? But if you're looking for cutesy, but yet it does have quality, just not the best, then I do think this is nice. Because you're getting, I think you're getting your money's worth. We'll say that. For the most part. Especially if you get it on sale. Always get these palettes on sale. Even if it's 20%. But most of the time, you can get them even cheaper than that on the Too Faced website. And I do think that the quality, or the color story, it's an everyday color story for the most part, with a little bit of a teeny tiny bit of a twist, if that makes sense. Like, it's basically neutral with a bit of a pop of a certain color, like whether it be a purple or a pink or a blue. You see where I'm going with it? But the majority's neutral, and even the pops of color tend to lean neutral. Like, it's nothing out of this world or anything. I mean, they got this fuchsia color in here, and it is fuchsia, I mean, but once you blend it out on the lid, it's not as crazy bold as you think it's going to be. Although I guess you could build it up too, so a little bit of either or, I suppose. Alright, now we're going to go into spiced rum. And I don't think, yeah, that one's not in the little one. So spiced rum is right here. And it's kind of like a gray, purpley, taupey color. Boy, that gave you a lot of color, didn't it? To try to figure that one out. I don't know how to explain it. Like, when I first looked at it, I thought it was more purple taupe, to be fair. But then I'm like, no, on the lid, it's not looking so much that way. Which is fine. It still looks fine, you know, with the colors that I've already applied, though. Which is a good thing, because I was beginning to think, oh no, what happened? What have I done, you know? Laying down a purple one, and this isn't as purple as I thought it was. It barely has a tint of purple. but it works nonetheless, and it's cute. It is a very pretty color. And again, I'm not spraying this. I am simply picking it up on a brush and laying it on the lid. Is there a little bit of fallout? Yeah, there's a little bit, but again, on me, I'm well aware of how much I'm picking up. I'm well aware I didn't spray it, didn't prime it, didn't do anything. Never do. But I'm well aware, so anything like that is on me. But the mats is where I was kind of like, wait, are the mats dropping? But it was on me too there. Go figure. Shocker, huh? Be my fault. But I will say not much fell. I need to do something with my hair. I have no idea what. But I need to do something badly. For the waterline, I used the Fake Awake by Tarte for the waterline. Now for the inner corner, we're going to go into Spiced Eggnog, which is this one here. And it's not in the smaller palette either. I tried to use I used 2 and 2 so far. I don't know if the third shade was in that one or not. I'll find out in a minute. I could have just used, I suppose, every shade out of that palette. That way if you had it, then you could create the look. But if you didn't, you still could if you had the bigger one. I would say I kind of like the little one. The colors they chose, too. Because it gave you neutral for sure. But it did put in that hot purple, that, what was that called? Gumdrop shade. That, right there. It's like a pinky color. And, well, yeah, Figgy Pudding looks like that in there. I'm not very big on the 2. Well, they gave you 3 metallics, but of course this is going to be inner corner for me. So these 2 here, I like the ratio as far as mattes to shimmers. I just wish, maybe instead of not the warm and toasty, I think the hot toddy needed to be in here. But maybe not the warm and toasty. Maybe I put a different metallic shade in it, you know. But everybody's different, so. Now I'm going to take the shade Reindeer Games, Reindeer Paws. It's not in that little palette. It's this dark, purpley brown shade. More purple than brown, but it's definitely there. I don't think it's... Maybe it's more purple and black, actually, now that I'm looking at it. It's not black, but it's not... It's Eggplant. There we go. I'll get it right. I'll get it right. Is it, though? Maybe it's more brown. Either way, it's a good color to line with. And I do like these palettes. They usually always... There could be an exception to this. Who knows? But generally, they do light to dark in these bigger palettes. And I do kind of miss the days where everybody was so excited about the next launch. But I guess with so many brands now, and there's so much that is accessible to people, that maybe the hype of it all isn't there. Or for sure the economy, I get that. I have to put gas in my car before I can, buy a makeup palette. I get it. But I am missing the days of that. And not website crashing or standing in line, nothing like that. Just the general excitement of it. And maybe it's because I've not been in this space as long, so that's why I'm wanting that and I want to feel that, you know? I don't know. I mean, I was, you know, I guess the last 3 or 4 years I've been doing this. So I've been around a little while, but nothing like major. So I don't know. Where is my pointy eyeshadow brush? Oh, it's right there. I knew that. I'm going back into Figgy Pudding, and we're going to make sure that that shade shows from underneath this lash line. That more purple shade. But I mean, this is a pretty look. And the best part is let's be real. You don't need this palette to create this look. You do not. I guarantee it. You got a palette you can do this with. And it's not, maybe not exact, but it's going to be the same vibe. And that's where I'm at. I don't think anything's a dupe. Why would you want that anyway? I mean, I get why you would want to dupe, but it's more like it's a vibe, you know? It's in theory. It's close. It's, you know, but it's not the exact same, you know? Like when I look for looks on Instagram or something, I'm not going to recreate the exact same look that somebody else created. A, because I know I'll never do that. That's number one. Number two, I just want to be inspired. Like to know like maybe which way to go, but yet tweak it to what I like. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Alright. I'm going to take the Marc Jacobs mascara and we're going to put that on the top lash line. But overall, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm so surprised that the look came out as good as it did. Because I'm not. But yet, I really had no expectation, I guess, is why. Because I knew these palettes were old, so if they didn't perform, obviously, with good reason. And if they did, then that just is great for me. And it turned out that it was great for me because they did perform just fine. And I found that it was easy to use. It was easy to look at that and come up with a color story. It didn't confuse me or make my mind feel chaotic or anything like that. That's nice. Because sometimes my mind to be a chaotic, crazy mess. And I don't know if I'm coming or going. But this particular palette, I see a lot of ventures you could go into. And the tones are right up my alley. That's the other thing. Okay, and that is the final look. For foundation, I am wearing the It Cosmetics Nude CC. For concealer, it is the Charlotte Tilbury Radiant Concealer, Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. For powder, I just set everything with the Huda Beauty and Pound Cake. The lips are the Pat McGrath in Nude Venus. And that's it. I think it turned out really good. Better than I initially thought. So there's that. Whether that says a lot or not, I'm pleased with the way it turned out. And if I have the one palette left, the pumpkin, the gingerbread spice extra spicy, gingerbread extra spicy palette. So because I don't feel like, well, the pumpkin spice, that I feel like that's November. And same with salted caramel. When I think of salted caramel, I think of October, November, you know, not Christmas. So I'm going to leave those two. I'm not going to do those two particular ones or the other pumpkin one, the newer one. But I will do the gingerbread extra spicy, and that will be it with the Too Faced selection. No, it won't, because I remember the cookie thing that somebody said, or the bakery. I have two of those palettes still. But I do have a palette for my birthday I'm interested in using. It's actually not mine. Okay. It's not, it is mine. I bought it, but I gave it to my daughter for a Christmas present. Now I did use it, don't get me wrong. But it is a mess now. And I don't know how long ago this palette was released, but I adore the show that it's after, and I'm so wanting to use it. So I think that will be my December, because that's something that just, it gives me sentimental value. I think that's why I want to use it on my birthday. So I am going to use that palette on my birthday. I am going to do the honeysuckle palette one more time from this year. I don't think I'm going to get to every Christmas launch though, especially if I double up. Like if I do another the Rudolph the Reindeer palette, or if I go in with the bigger palettes from Pat McGrath and her launches for Christmas. I'm not for sure on those yet, because they don't really have Christmas. It's just a holiday launch. So I don't, because I'm kind of putting the theme as Christmas too. So I don't know. I might, but I am excited for my birthday. That video, this palette, the palette itself, y'all. I don't want to say it's awful, but it's not the best. But the theming was cute, and there's certain aspects about it that was cute. There's certain aspects about it that was just way missed. But I am excited about that one. So that'll be on December 17th though. But anywho, this is the final look using this palette. I think it turned out really good. I'm really happy the way it turned out. Let me know. Do you still have this palette? Did you get this palette? Did you happen to get rid of this palette? I'm curious, because see, I think a lot of people got this palette. I do. I just question, did people declutter it or not? Because in the realm of today's world, with formulas that we can get today, I don't think that it stands to rival with them. But at the same time, it does when you consider the packaging, the sentimental value, that sort of stuff is where it's going to stand. The cutesiness of it, and the age realm that it's going to hit home with, Because I'll be honest, I could not see my mother using this palette for a million years. I could see my oldest daughter using this palette, though, and be like, I'll take it, Mom. When you're done with it, I'll take it. And for me, I can see it being an either or type of thing. For me, I like it because it's in my inner child. But at the same time, I can see why somebody would let it go or skip over it altogether in general. So, but that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped in some way. I don't know if you saw the gnat, but there's a gnat flying around here. Why are they still out? It is winter. They need to go. Second, I apologize if there's any noises you may have heard as I left my window down. But if you'd like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, ring the bell, hit all, that way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday. And there he goes again. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.